What's going on, folks? On the air of VA3EWV, on the air of VA3EWV Friday night net edition. That's right. Let's get this video streamed here. Let's see what's going on. Get the right screen shared here. Looks weird, but let's get it going. Let's see if this thing is working right tonight. There's that. Oh, it must be on my third monitor, which is not on because it's my big screen TV. So I'm going to have to move that down there. Good evening, everybody. On the air of VA3EWV Friday Night Net. Pull up a chair. You're part of it. Let's go. That's right. Yet it is on the other screen up there. So that is the wrong screen that's sharing. So let me just say stop sharing. Share again. Entire screen. This one right here. Share. Okay. We have two people on there. If you can hear me, give me a thumbs up. I'm going to start our song because we always have a song. Big East Friday Night Net. Let's get with it.
Yeah.
All right.
Dial it in, same time, same friend. 8 o'clock hits, here we go again. Biggie's calling, y'all ready yet? Yeah. Laughs in the background, welcome to the net. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chatting good company every weekend. Yeah. Long week, long road, shake off that load. First name basis, even if you're new to the show. Share your wins, share your mess. Right here together, we're all guests. Yeah, we're all guests. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chat and camaraderie every weekend. Yeah.
Now we can play that one twice, so you know.
Yeah. Snow falling down, cold wind blowing. Biggie's got that antenna glowing. Yeah. Out in the wild, no time for slowing. Got that ham radio, keeping the current flowing. 5-9 in the law.
That's right.
Baby, 5-9. Biggie's on the air, feeling mighty fine. 20 meters coming, a real good sign. 5-9 in the law, let the good times shine. Dialing it in, a little twist, a little turn. Hearing those signals, lessons to learn. Activation, watch that fire burn. Calling out to friends, ain't no concern. 5-9 in the law, baby, 5-9. Get down, Biggie's on the air. Grooving all over town. 20 meters coming when that radio crown.
Well, it's 8 o'clock already.
In the law, ain't no stopping us now.
Okay, we got to stop that, folks, and get on the air here with VA3EWV. Good evening, everyone. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, VA3EWV. Good evening, and welcome to the Friday evening AllStar EchoLink Net. That's right, folks. We're here every Friday night, 8 o'clock, as the Lord says the same there, and having some radio fun. This is Ernest, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor, coming in from St. Andrews, West Ontario. I've been a ham there for 3 years, January 17th, 2023. Been a ham for 3 years. Got in the hobby because a friend invited me to go see ham radio. That's what we're going to be talking about tonight. How did you get in the hobby? Not how long you've been a ham, but what got you into it? That's going to be the topic of the discussion tonight. What got you into ham radio? So let me pause. We are coming in tonight, and we are using repeaters and other connected systems. We have the VE3 PGC repeater connected in Cornwall, Ontario, as well as the VE6 IDK repeater connected out of Spruce Grove, Alberta. With that being said, we'll see if there is any emergency or priority traffic. Please come down. Okay, it looks like there's nothing happening on the airways there, so we're just going to be able to have some good fun out there. So the way this net works, we do have three, my grandsons in here, and now the dog's in here too. But we do have 3 rounds of traffic. So round 1, you'll be coming in and stating your name, your QTH, how long you've been a ham. Be careful with that. How long you've been a ham. And you'll be going with the topic of the week. And like I said, the topic of this week is what got you into ham radio. Okay. The second round of traffic, what you're doing for the weekend, because I'm always nosy. I want to see what people are doing for fun. It doesn't have to be ham radio related to, just what you're doing for fun on the weekend there. And then the third round of traffic, if you have pen and paper handy, please have pen and paper handy and QRZ up. The third round, we do allow cross traffic at the end of the net. So if you hear someone you want to shout out to or a topic that you was interesting, you can do that. So that's how this net goes. One more time for a pause. Okay, we're going to start off, because I always forget, but we're going to start off right away by asking, is there any short time check-ins? Any short time check-ins? Anybody wishing to come in and just say hello and get your name in the log, please come now. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
2 people are watching.
Yep, we have 2 people watching.
That's good.
Yep, that is. Okay, that means it's going to be a party there. Watch out. No, we're recording. We don't have any short time check-ins. We do have on the on YouTube there, VE3ARF Rob saying hello there from Cornwall. And we also have Jack there saying hello from YouTube as well. So let's go at the top of the list there. The first person I saw on was K5BDL. K5BDL, come in, like I said, with your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you been a ham, and then the topic of the week, what got you in ham radio. Go ahead. Okay, no, she can't be with all the noise, okay?
VA3EWV and the net is K5BDL. Good evening there, and also check in by proxy, and I've got her on the phone, Miss Peggy, K5PFL. Well, it's been the ham since March of 1992, and how I got into it was a good friend of mine in high school. His dad was a ham radio operator, and then he became one, and so I just had to follow suit.
Okay.
And it's been a wonderful hobby ever since getting involved in it. And back to you, K5EDL.
All right, K5BDL in the group. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey returning. So yeah, got around in high school. Okay, sound pretty good there. Do you know what got Miss Peggy into ham radio? Over. No, come on.
I would have to slit over.
You can hear all that on the line.
Sorry, Ernest. My wife is asking me a question. Say again.
There's 3 people watching and 0 likes. Give 1 million.
No, this is recording. I was just asking, was what got her into radio? Over.
Roger that. We got married in July of 2013, and she been, of course, curious with ham radio for a while, observing me, and she felt in the spirit to get her ham license. And so during COVID in 2020, well, she decided to get her ham license, and she's been having fun ever since.
All right, got that in the notes there. Yeah, so I've met a lot of people that actually start testing and stuff and getting their license in COVID, right? Because everybody was in the house. So a lot of people started a lot of different hobbies and starting to do things on over the air or whatever they couldn't get out. So I wish I was around when, or I wish I had my license when COVID was out. I don't know if that was an uptick in traffic out there on the airwaves or not, but maybe we'll be hearing about that later on. Okay, thank you, K5BDL. The next person I saw out there was KG5FI. KG5FI, come on in. Calling KG5FI. You out there, KG5FI?
Yes, good evening, Ernest and Annette. I have not checked that I pushed it correctly. Sorry. Name is Jack, and I live in Sunset, Texas. Been a ham since 1983, and I was, 33 years old at the time. Just had some good friends and acquaintances in the town of Hammond, Louisiana. Got me interested. They were both hams, and they helped me through everything and through Morse code, and been going at it ever since, and enjoying the heck out of it. Back to you, Ernest.
KG5 in the group, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. So you're in Sunset, Texas, but you met, okay, so you had buddies that lived in Hammond, Louisiana. Is that right? I think that's what he said.
I lived in Hammond, Louisiana for 12 years.
No way.
While I was flying for Delta. And I ended up moving to Texas with Delta when I moved up on an airplane I was flying.
Wow, that is pretty cool. The first time I ever heard of Delta Airlines, I was living in Pineville, Louisiana, right? And of course, we had England Air Force Base there in Alexandria. You probably know about that. And I remember Delta Airlines, a certain flight being there in around that part, somewhere around Pineville or Ellick or something like that. I remember hearing Delta Airlines for the first time. That's pretty cool. I was there in Louisiana for my first 30 years there before I moved to Canada there. All right, so thank you for sharing out there. Before we move on, we do have 2 repeaters that are connected. So let's check for folks on the VE3 PGC repeater that wish to check in. Come on in with your name, your call sign, your QTH, how long you've been a ham. And tonight's topic is what got you into radio. Not necessarily ham radio, but radio period. Anyone on the VE3 PGC repeater, please come down.
Wow.
Nothing heard on the VE3 PGC repeater. Anyone on the VE6 IDK repeater, please come on in. No, put that down.
Juliet 88 India Hotel, Juliet 88 India
India 88 India Hotel. Good evening to you. Come on in and join the net there. How are you this evening?
Hey, good night, family, friends. Good to see you, Biggie. Good to see you on there. I'm on the stream as well. And just want to say hi. Just kind of checking in and out. Can't stay too long. But I heard you had a topic there. And just want to give my little 2 cents in there. First of all, how are things doing, sir? With you up there? Hope you guys are getting pretty warm. We had a warm day today. And I think it's what got me started in the radio. Is that the question? I just kind of logged on there, Biggie. Over.
That's right. What got you started in radio, period? Doesn't matter if it's ham radio or whatever radio, but what got you on the air? Over.
Okay, so what got me started on the air was when I was a teenager in school. I used to listen to a lot of shortwave radio there, and my dad, he was in the Virgin Islands. He got me a shortwave receiver there. Realistic back in the day, bought it to a wool hour, and I was listening to it. And then we had some school projects we had to report. What did you hear on the BBC? What did you hear on the Voice America and shortwave listening? And then, of course, I was a part of the Boy Scouts. So the Boy Scouts back in the day, they had a big old Yagi there. Some guys came from the UK, England, and then that's when I got into amateur radio. So I became licensed when I was 15 years old. And
Wow.
so that's my story. And my original call was Victor Papa 2 Echo India Hotel. But now I'm at the second QTS in a different island on the Juliet 8 India Hotel. Over.
Roger. And I'm telling you, it's always a pleasure to have you guys pop in there. I know your wife has her license too. And, you know, we were celebrating National Women's Month. And last Monday night, I was asking the XYLs there to come join our club's Monday Night Net. So we had quite a few ladies. And I forgot to add your lady. And, you know, I was going to do that tonight, have ladies' night, and forgot all about it. Not forgot about that, but had another question. Because that's what I was going to start with about XYLs getting in radio there. So while we're there on the topic, I know your wife is into ham radio. What got her into radio? Over.
Well, Biggie, I'm going to pass the mic to she has 2 call lines. She has Victor Lima from Angola.
And I am from St. Vincent. My name is Violon. Victor Uniform Lima Oscar November. Nice meeting you. You know that I have 2 call signs. Over.
Roger. Yeah, yes. And what got you into a ham radio? Over. Or radio, whatever.
Okay, well, back in the day, it all started based on the organizations that I'm affiliated with, which is I'm a cadet officer and I am a Red Cross, and communication is part of our organization training. And being exposed to it in those organizations just propels me into being a city operator. That's where I started way back when, a city operator. And then the folks who got me into city would have moved on from city and went into amateur radio. And when they went into amateur radio, about a few years after, they started me, why don't you come over? And me being the person I am, love the outdoors, love these activities, I joined. And from there on, I've been in amateur radio. I spent quite a bit of my time on VHF side, and then a little bit on HF here and there until I met my husband, who got me more fixed into HF, and I've never let go. Over.
I'm telling you, see, I love hearing the stories behind folks getting on the radio and stuff like that, and that's pretty good. I was talking to my grandson and missed your call sign that you use now. May I have your call sign that you're using right now? Over.
Okay, my call sign is Juliet 88 Victor Lima. That's Juliet 88 Victor Lima. That's my present call sign that I'm using now. Over.
Roger, Roger. Hey, look, I appreciate you both coming out there and saying hey to me. I don't know if you got to see. Yeah, you're watching on the YouTube live there, so you know I was doing one of my ham radio hits there. That was the toe tapper there. You know, Big East Friday Night Net, right? Pull up a chair, you're part of it. I'm like, that's right, that's a toe tapper. Good to have you there. For the folks though that don't know what I'm talking about, we do have a YouTube streaming here every Friday night. On the air with VA3EWV. We have our own YouTube channel. On the air with VA3EWV on Facebook as well. So if you miss it, if you ever miss it, people do watch it. I was like, really? Because I have people get a hold of me and say, hey, I watched your stream on such and such and such and such. And I was like, wow. I've even had people send me pictures of them watching the Big East Friday Night Net. And it's on their big screen TV, so that's pretty cool. Okay, we have 4 people watching online there now. If you could put your call sign or your name, if you don't have a call sign, just in the comments there, and we'll take you in. One more check for anyone on VE3PGC or VE6IDK. Please come on in. Okay, nothing heard there. We're up to 6 people now. It was 4. We have 6 more that 2 more that just popped in there. Let's see where we're at now. We have I think AllStar is out there. I haven't heard from, but I see someone's on the Hams Over IP. If you're on Hams Over IP, if I'm calling out for the repeaters, just come on in. So if anyone's logged into my Hams Over IP node, come on in.
Yeah, I got into the hobby when we had the direct show in Ottawa, and we lost all communication. And I thought might as well be prepared for the next time, and got my amateur radio license in 2025, and got my basic with honors, and now I've got my advanced license as well this year, and can't wait to stay prepared. And now we're the backbone since Weather Radio Canada is now down. Back to you, Ernest.
Hey, AllStar, I sure do appreciate you being out there. That's for sure. And thanks for coming in and joining us every week there. And when you can, that goes for everyone that's out there. There are a lot of repeat folks that are out here every Friday night spending time with us. And also the folks who are scanning listeners. Now, you had mentioned something that went by quite fast when you said you were getting into the hobby when something went down. Could you elaborate on that one more time? Over?
Yeah, I got into the hobby during the derecho that we had, the last major storm in Ottawa, where our power was out for almost, I think it was 3 days plus at my house. I think it was almost a week.
Oh.
And we had no cell coverage, no internet, no communication of sorts to talk to anybody at the time. So after that, I decided to get my amateur radio license so I could stay more informed and be able to talk to people, especially when the cell phone networks go out. Just like our weather radio station's now gone, so now I can at least communicate with other amateurs, get weather or information when the weather radio stations are down now. So now the average person won't be able to get any weather or information now. So you're relying on your smartphone, which is a big downside in Canada now. Back to you, Ernest.
That is true. That is true. Yeah, we'll take a pause for the calls now. You know, I was working at CIBC, so it must have been 3 years ago, where Rogers Network, maybe it was 4 years ago, I'm not too sure now, but Rogers Network went down here in Ontario, or parts of Ontario at least. But I remember the folks that were subscribed to that, and there's a lot of people in, there were police, fire, ambulance, you know, all that, like all types of businesses that had Rogers. but you couldn't use ATM machines. You couldn't. Your cell phone didn't work. Your TV didn't work. Your home phone didn't work. Right? There's a lot of things that were connected, people's smart devices and all that stuff because of internet, and it was all down. And me being on Bell, that didn't happen to me. But imagine if that would have went, because Canada, we don't have as many services there in the States, right? So, if you have Bell and Rogers go down, you're in a pickle. So I think your thing with the power outage, I think I was living in Gatineau at the time because we were looking across the river and all was just dark. It was black. How many years ago was that over? That seems like a long time.
I think the dredge show that we had was, if I'm not mistaken, within the last two to 3 years. I'm guessing there, it was about a week for power outage for us. I think the Gatineau, Quebec side got their power before us, but we had a lot of damage during that storm, and we were lucky to have a lot of people come down and help us get all the power back on and that. But it's better to be prepared, and now I'm all prepared. Got radios, got backup power, and I'm all self-sufficient now. Back to you, Ernest.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah. You know what? That's going to be our topic next week, by the way. I'm going to go ahead and make that known now. So for all you guys that come out and join us every week, next week we're going to talk about backup power. What do you have for backup power? What do you have for backup period if a big storm hits? We were supposed to have a big ice event here. We didn't, but I had a lot of friends lowering antennas and taking tension off things. I lowered my tower and stuff like that, put some slack in my long wires and et cetera, et cetera. But we'll be talking about that next week. What do you do if you're having some issues with power? Okay, we are getting to the bottom of the list there. I see VA3JIC. VA3JIC, come on in.
All right, Ernest, thanks so much. This is Jim, Victory Alpha 3, Judy, India, Charlie. I've been licensed since December 21. What got me into the radio? Well, I've been involved in it a long time. I was licensed at 19 and give it up because I just had no interest. And then during COVID, I decided to get back into it. And here I am enjoying it, enjoying the many things I go get involved in, building pies, etc., etc. So, here we are, and absolutely ecstatic some days about this. Thanks so much, Ernest.
Yeah, James, thank you for popping in there and telling. So that's two folks right there that are getting in with COVID there. So I missed Carl, KC0COR, KZ00COR, and I do try to bring folks in there. I do try to bring folks in quickly because I know some people have to get in and out. So let's see here what's happening on the net here. Brad is saying, watching. While I was checking in earlier, I had Peggy on the phone, and so they were working Zulu Lima 2 Tango November Bravo on 10 meters, VARAC. So they're multitasking. Then working because I want to do that. They're working the J518 D Expedition on 6 meters. What? I'm surprised I didn't hear that from Rob on there on 6 meters. Dang it. Hey, I'm going to have to get that sorted out so we can go do that too. I see we have 7 people now on the air. Put your name or your call sign in the chat there on YouTube. We'll get you in the log there for sure. And we'll keep it moving. If you have not checked in tonight, come on in with your name, your call sign, your QTH. We'll go ahead and get you in log. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, I think I did a good job and got everybody in there. So for me, if you're just joining, what got me into radio, not just talking about ham radio, but just radio period. I was living in Natchitoches, Louisiana, in university, and I had a friend of mine. I was working at Domino's Pizza, and we didn't have GPS or anything like you do now. So the way you got around and all that was on CB radio. And I had a friend that had worked at Domino's, and I heard him on there calling out and stuff like that. So me and him got talking, and I went and got me a job at Domino's Pizza too. So it was very fun being out there as a young 20-something-year-old in university making a little cash. I had a 1968 Pontiac Tempest. We had our what was my first antenna? It was called I forget what it was called, but I remember it had 4 little ground radios at the bottom of it, and I had a TriStar 240. I got me a radio, but what got me into it was my friend Iron Cat that worked at Radio Shack. Him and a couple of his friends, and my other friend worked at Domino's Pizza. So that's what got me into CB radio there. I've been having a lot of fun ever since. I see we do have somebody new in right away. Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform. Come on in. Let us know who you are. And the topic of tonight's topic is what got you into radio. Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform. Go ahead.
Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform here. Hey, good evening, everyone. I'm not new here. I've been here plenty of times with you talking to you guys. Not new. But I got into ham radio because I had a background in radio repair when I was in the Army.
Oh.
And I was looking for a good hobby where I could learn something. Back to you.
Oh, Vincent, we know you're not new to the show. I just saw that you're new getting in here tonight. I should have said a newcomer, not a newcomer, but just getting on. As you know, we have the 3 rounds of traffic here. Tonight so far, since you're just joining, we have Rob here on the air. Well, he's on YouTube. He's probably working 6 meters right now. Rob, VA3EWV-L. We have Brad out there this evening. Vincent, K5BDL. We have Jack, KG5FI. AllStar VA3FHQ. Miss Peggy, K5PFL. James, VA3GIC. Carl, KC0COR. Frank, VE2FSE. Ira's out there tonight. Juliet 88 India Hotel. And Volan is out there tonight too. Juliet 88 Victor Lima. So yeah, we have a full house here. 11 in the log so far. Good to have you guys out there. Okay. So I'll do one more call out for PGC or IDK. Any folks on the repeaters or the Hamsor IP wish to check in, please come now. Okay, that's going to bring us to the end of round 1 there. We're going to start round 2 traffic. What's going on for the weekend? So I know for me, the wife was invited to a birthday party, and she says, hey, I'm going to a birthday party on Saturday. I'm like, oh, because she doesn't usually go to social events. And I'm like, oh, okay. Whose party are you going to? Because I don't know that you know anybody. We moved to a new place, and so I guess she made some friends where she's volunteering at a place called Arks Harvest there. And the lady invited her to go to the party, and she said that to me on Tuesday, and I'm like, okay, cool. So today I wanted to talk to her, and I said, oh, so on Saturday you said you're going out to the party there. What time? And I'm asking because I'm going to go do POTA if she's going to a party. And then she hit me with we're going at 4. I'm like, who's we? So I'm going to be a part of that. So it looks like we are going to a party at 4 o'clock on Saturday. So that's what I'll be doing. Nothing for Sunday that I know of. And Saturday morning, our club has a breakfast with the Seaway Valley Amateur Radio Club. So I'll be doing that in the morning, going to the party at 4 there. And then Sunday, I'm going to try to get out and do some portable radio. So that's what I'm doing. Okay, yeah, they said happy wife, happy life. That's right. Let's get back to the top. K5BDL, what are you doing for the weekend there? Over.
This is K5EDL. Well, unfortunately, having to work this weekend, both days, both Saturday and Sunday. But hopefully the work will be pretty good. Maybe not too many cultures to process through for the doctors and all their patients. Although Saturday evening we're supposed to get with some friends for dinner. Hopefully I'm done with work for that day early enough that we can get it there on time. So other than that, that's what's on tap. And Peggy has to work tomorrow. She'll her pharmacy deliveries. It's her turn to drive this Saturday since her pharmacy that she works for is open half a day on Saturday. So that's pretty much the size of it right now. Back to you, K5EDL.
K5BDL in the net. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor returning. Well, yeah, at least you got, we got some stuff set up there. Hopefully you guys have a lot of fun on the weekend. I know finally here, if the weather's not bad, we should have a good, like the snow's starting to melt around here. We've been still saying it's winter here in Ontario. And this week we started seeing some warmer temperatures, some snow melting. I have hardly any snow in my yard, which is nice. Today was not so bad. Saw a little sunshine. We've now had the time change, so I'm glad everybody got out here since the time has changed. So yeah, we're having some fun here, and thank you for joining us there, you and Peggy there. So let's go now to KG5FI. KG5FI, come on in.
Thanks again, Ernest, for running the net. I plan on resting and getting onto the HF radio and doing some work. I spent the last 10 days, my wife and I both, babysitting up in the state of Maryland for our 5-year-old grandson while my daughter had to be away on work. And we're both worn out. We just flew back into Texas today, this evening, and absolutely exhausted. And I say, hey, this is Friday. I can get on the net. Got to tell you a war story. On Wednesday, up in Potomac, Maryland, we're just outside Washington, D.C., 29 degrees Celsius. Beautiful day. The next day, it was 1 degree Celsius, and we got 1.5 inches of snow. Unbelievable. So anyway, I'll be getting on HF. Maybe get out to the park for POTA. Don't know yet, but probably going to be sleeping tomorrow morning. Back to the net.
Roger. Thanks for being out there. KG5FI. Yep, I think we're going to get a couple more pops of the, I think what they call it, Alaskan topsoil. I heard someone said it on a net in the States one time, Alaskan topsoil. That's what they call snow. So yeah, we're probably going to get another couple rounds before it's all over with. Thank you for being out there as always on the net here. All right, let's pick it up with AllStar now, VA3FHQ. What's going on with you for fun this weekend?
Yeah, going to be doing some more antenna work and hopefully receiving the rest of my supplies to make some of the antennas, the Digirig roll-up ones for hopefully for portable operation this summer. And I'm hopefully going to be doing some more, doing my first park activation for POTA because I've been mostly only doing hunting. So hopefully that'll be good. I'm looking at getting an ICOM 705 or an Optima radio, Yaesu. I still haven't decided yet, and I'm hopefully going to get one of those radios for doing portable work and hopefully do some more POTA this summer. Back to you, Ernest.
Wow, you pricked up my interest when you said that. You know, I'm in Audible 5 days a week there. Yeah, and if you're activating, you have my numbers and stuff like that. Let me know when that's going down. I can at least work you, if nothing else, do some park to park if I happen to be out That's for sure. I'd like to do that for sure. Yeah. So everybody, could you guys give me just 1 second there? My grandson locked the dog in the room there, and he's wanting. So give me 1 second. I'll be right back with you all. I'm just gonna let the dog out right quick out of the room. 1 second. All right, folks, we're back in the shack. Let's see if we've had anybody new pop in here. I think we do. VE3PRW. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Come on in. How are you this evening? It says hotspot New York region. So whoever's connected to the hotspot New York region, come on in. This is Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, we do get new people in there from time to time, checking out their AllStar and EchoLink, checking out the YouTube channel as well at the same time there. And we do have some folks on there. I'll just move my screen so I could see the action at the same time there, getting in there. We do appreciate everybody being out there for sure. A fun night so far on here. Let's see who else we have now. James, VA3JIC, come on in.
All right, Ernest, thanks so much. What am I doing for the weekend? Probably just working on the Go box still. Not really too much. Maybe do some printing. Haven't really thought about it actually, Ernest. I will probably be just tinkering around.
Roger on the tinkering around, that's for sure. Okay, so Miss Peggy's gonna check in on the next round. Well, soon as she gets close to the mic, we can have her check in now. So Miss Peggy, if you're out there, we'd love to hear from you, K5PFL. Tonight's topic is what got you into ham radio, or what got you into radio, period, right? Next week, though, we're going to be talking about what you're going to do if you have any type of outages. So K5PFL, if you're out there, come on in and join us.
Well, good evening. This is K5PFL. I just walked in the door from work, and I had asked my hubby, did you sign me in? And he said yes. And I got interested in radio because of my hubby. I would watch him talk to people on the radio, and every once in a while I would ask him, well, where is this person? And he would tell me, well, they're from here or they're from there. And so I thought that was, pretty neat. And then finally, the good Lord put in my spirit to get my license. And so I went ahead and was obedient to the Lord and got my license, and it's been fun ever since. And so back to you, K5PFL.
Roger, and amen to that. Glad that happened too. Good to have you in. This month is National Women's Month or whatever. And last Monday night, I had invited several folks to our club's Monday Night Net. We do have a couple repeaters, so it's a little. Well, we have the one repeater. That's our main repeater. I've been chomping at the bit, but not too much chomping at the bit to get that repeater with a EchoLink node on it, so that we could just have it, at the start. But when we go to our next repeater, VE3PGC, that's connected almost every Friday night here, I asked the XYLs could they come on, and I think we had like 4 or 5 women on the net. So it's good to have the ladies out there. We have Volan out here tonight as well. J88VL out here tonight on the air too. And it says they're from Kingston, Jamaica. So there you go. You have some DX on here tonight. All right. Thanks, Miss Peggy, for being out there and checking in. We have 8 people watching on YouTube right now too. Let me pause. Okay, we're gonna check one more time for VE3PWR, VE3PWR before we move on. Are you there? Okay, in case I missed anybody, is anyone on frequency from anywhere on any mode that wants to check in as we go into our second round about what you're doing for the weekend? Anyone else that I may have missed wants to check in, please come down. Okay, so I think we did have Frank out there. I was checking my phone because some folks are starting new at the. So I think Frank was trying to get in there VE2FSE, saying what do I have to do to join the net, and I think he had came in there. Oh, there he is there VE2FSE. Come on in, Frank.
Hi, V2FST. I put the phone down. I was listening to another net, and I said I was going to come back to this one, so I kind of missed what the whole gist of the thing was. So I'm kind of listening just to get into the rhythm of the beat there or whatever. Yeah, so I've been just looking around. I didn't know what to do. I did a Google search, and I based on what was written on your pen. What did it say now? Not the radioactive one. On the road with on the air with VA3EWV-L. I can't speak right anyway. You know what I'm saying. And I found you on Facebook, so then that's when I said, oh yeah, I can go with the same link that you gave me for the Monday. So I just clicked in on that. So yeah, I'm gonna say that's. I'm gonna shut up for now. All right, V2FSD back then.
Hey, thank you, Frank, for coming out. I have added you to the Facebook group just now, and I'm very happy to say that we're over 600 members on the Facebook group. But what really excited me was the fact that we just hit 700 folks on the YouTube channel the hard way. I say that like that because, it's been hard to get 700 subscribers out there. There are some folks that started YouTube after me, and they have XYLs, and they're into the 2000s. So I keep trying to. I wish the Lord would have blessed me like Miss Peggy out there and Vaughn. But my wife, she likes to make stuff for ham radio. So she makes shirts and hats and this and that and da-da-da-da, and she loves doing that. And who's that? What's that person call sign? Where are they from? So just hadn't hit her yet, Miss Peggy, but she does make a lot of stuff out there, but she just hadn't made her way to get her license. That's what's going on with that. Okay. Thank you for being out there. While I have you here, okay. What's going to be going on for the weekend? VE2FSE. That's where we're at. The first round is how did you get into ham radio, or how did you get into radio? So you might as well answer that. So how did you get into radio? Period. Ham or CV? What got you into radio? And then after that, you can just go ahead and let us know what you're doing for the weekend. Back over to you, VE2FSE.
Okay, about 60 years ago, I was given a walkie-talkie for my birthday, and at 100 milliwatts, or no, 500 milliwatts.
Wow.
Maybe it was 100 milliwatts. Yeah, 100 milliwatts of power on channel 11. Locked one channel with a crystal, and the range was, as you can imagine, not very good. But I live in Montreal, and I went up to the St. Joseph Oratory, which is pretty high up. And from there, I could reach quite a few people. And so I got really into the hobby of talking to CBers. And, and then eventually I got a CB set, and then eventually, I think I was 13 or 14 at the time. And then then I got onto other things, when I went back to photography and I sold my stuff. But then I got back into it again in 2020. I decided I want to go get my ham license, and I had avoided doing that for the longest time because I figured I had to do Morse code, and I figured that's going to be a deal breaker. But then I found out you don't need it anymore, so okay, I gave it a shot. And I had studied electronics in college, so it helped a lot for the exam, but even though most of the exam was on rules and regulations, which I'd forgotten about. Anyway, I hope we're not breaking any rules here. VA3EWV-L, that's that.
VA3EWV-L. I was just imagining you being up on the top of the hill with your walkie-talkie. And as soon as you said that, it reminded me of my first walkie-talkie. It had not a bad smell, but like when you get stuff, certain sounds and sights and smells bring you to it. And my brother and I had got a set, and it was, I don't know what the plastic was made of. It didn't have a bad scent, but it had a plastic smell. I remember it having an orange button that you pressed, and I remember the Morse code being right on the front of it, right? And you could press a button too, and you could do Morse code, right? And I remember him and I trying to do the letters and stuff to each other to spell out different words on those little handy walkie-talkies there. So yeah, and I remember it had 9-volt battery. That's what I do remember. And my brother and I sticking our tongue to the 9-volt battery for fun. So we did more of that than talk on the radio. All right, let's see where we're at here now. We were getting down the list pretty good there. I did ask James. So Carl was an in and out. Frank just got through talking to us. So Ira of J88I India Hotel, if you're still out there, what are you guys doing for the weekend there? Over. Let's see if they're still out there. So, Ira, if you're still out there, Juliet 88 India Hotel or Juliet 88 Victor Lima, if either one of you out there, come on in. What are you guys doing for the weekend? Okay, they probably have had to spring out of here. That brings us to Vincent, 82GU. Vincent, what's going on with you for the weekend there? Over.
I don't know. It all depends on the weather around here.
Yeah.
It's been quite a swing of weather. 80 degrees on Tuesday. Now it's 30 degrees on Friday evening. So it all depends on the weather. If it's pretty good, I'll try to put my antenna back up. Got a G5RV with a mast to put up. I might go play around with that for a little while. Other than that, I guess I'll just sit in front of the TV and melt my brain away. Back to you.
Roger on the melting the brain away. Hey, the G5RV, that might be a good topic to something. I have my first thing that I ever bought at a Hamfest was a G5RV, which was just a couple of years ago. The first Hamfest I went to, I just bought food and sat there and smiled and stuff, and had met some people that I had talked to on the radio, and I was like, "Ooh, that was the coolest thing ever." I was just I'm only 3 years into this, right? And I remember buying the G5RV, and I had it set up at the house, and I couldn't get that thing to work for nothing. I think I could get it to work on maybe 20 or 40, and barely. But I was young then. It's rolled up there nice and neatly in my garage because I had to put the sign across to it. I just didn't want it, right? It was just, and then I was reading stuff, and it couldn't be close to this and that and da-da-da-da. And now 3 years later, I'm like, oh, it wasn't Nintendo, it was me. I just hadn't got it out of the garage there and put it back up. because I have a long wire that I really love, and it does from 6 to 160, so I really like that. And I have another long wire out there that does 10 to 40, and which is cool. But I'm going to get out that old antenna again because now I have something that's magic. It's called the AT-100 Pro 2 Auto Tuner. See, that probably would have solved a lot of my problems on that G5RV. So with that being said, do you have do you use a tuner on your G5RV there, Vincent? If we can get him out there. Nope, nothing back. Okay, we're going to keep it rolling there. Did VE3PRW get to come in there? VE3PRW, are you there? Okay, and just so everybody knows, I've been doing this AllStar EchoLink net for well over 2 years for sure, almost to 3, 2 years for sure. And I do it because some people are just getting on EchoLink and AllStar for the first time. So I do have do what I can to get those folks out there. So if you're in there trying to get going, don't get frustrated. Just stay, and I'll definitely make sure to give you a helping hand. So we've been to our first round of traffic. We learned a lot, had some fun here tonight about how people got into radio, period, what folks are doing on the weekend, and then we'll end the net tonight with any final comments. So if you have anything to say there on the YouTube there, I'll go ahead and leave the comments there, and here we will take some final comments. So I'll just leave the mic open. If anyone wants to have any final words in there, please come down. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, I do know we have one thing that's up. Just give me a second to bring up the Facebook there, because James here does have the Ham Helpers Net. Let me just go find it. That's on Saturdays. Starts at 8 o'clock. So James, could you come in and tell us a little bit about that, the Ham Helpers Net there? And we will definitely get you plugged in for that there. Over.
All right, Ernest, thanks so much. Well, it's James again here, Victor Alpha 3, Judy, India, Charlie. Yes, I do have a net on Saturday night, the Ham Helpers Net. It's there to help hams, and we all help each other. It's not only hams related, it's anything that you may need help with. So please come out at 8 o'clock Eastern Time. We will be there to answer any questions if we can. So, yeah, Ernest, if you could put that up there for the folks to see it, I greatly appreciate that. And thanks so much, Ernest, for mentioning that.
Roger, anytime. We have it up here now. The net controllers are a VA3JIC and November 8 Papa Charlie. So you can connect to their net via EchoLink. If you go to Ham Helpers there on Facebook, you can see it there. But anyway, EchoLink. You can connect to them via AllStar, Hams over IP, and Amateur Wire, along with DMR, D-Star, and YSF. James, make sure that you connect to my node tomorrow. Like I said, I'll be at a birthday party with the wife tomorrow night. So make sure you are connecting. And what I'll do, I'll get with Brad later on, and or AllStar, because I think he may know how to do it, and make sure that the net automatically my node automatically connects to yours on the Saturday evenings there. Okay, any other folks with any final messages or traffic, please come on in. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor.
Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform. I got cut off in the EchoLink. Can you take a poll on see which is more reliable, the web or the EchoLink app? I always get cut off using the app. Any suggestions out there?
Oh, that's pretty good. So what he's asking everybody, if you want to comment on the YouTube stream or here now, so he wants to know because he got cut off on the app. He's like, what's more reliable, the web-based version or the app version or the desktop version? So I'm connected through my Node, but when I use it now, I use the web-based version. That's what I've had the most success with if I go to use it, because I don't have to connect through an app or through the desktop application, and I can use it on anything. And I haven't had any disconnects on the web version. So that's my 2 cents. Anyone else want to comment on that? Go ahead.
Recheck.
VA3GIC with recheck. Go ahead.
Yeah, Ernest, it's funny he said that because I was actually disconnected off of a repeater phone on EchoLink. So I would strongly suggest to use the web browser versus the app.
Roger. So was that tonight? Were y'all connected here on this one? Like, were you connected to my link and you got disconnected? Or is that what you're saying? Over?
Yeah, on repeater phone, you can either connect through AllStar or EchoLink, and I was connected into your EchoLink initially, and it just disconnected me and wouldn't let me back in. Now I'm on the on your AllStar now, and seems to be working just fine.
Okay. Anyone else that can help Vincent out with that poll there? Anyone else? Or it doesn't even have to be to this net. What's your experience with EchoLink via the apps, the desktop version, or the web version? Anyone else want to help out with that? Come on in. Yeah. Okay. Sometimes I can see when people pop out and then connect back in and pop out, connect back in. I have that connection log, and it'll show me who was in and out and stuff like that. Because I know I saw a couple of folks in there earlier, and then they and I see here it says disconnected EchoLink. I see that it was disconnected. Also, the person I was calling you VA3PRW, they were disconnected off their hotspot. So, we'll figure that out. Because I see Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform, you had got disconnected, reconnected, disconnected again, reconnected again. So I hope there's nothing going on with that on this. Now, I just want to let you guys know, I am connected to the VE3PGC-L, VE3PGC-L. So if you ever have a problem, on at night, and that's connected, because that's what I'm talking about now. Go to VE3PGC-L and connect through that. If you can't get into my node, okay. Hope everybody writes that down. VE3PGC-L. All right. Any other final comments? Did that answer your question though? Did Vincent? There, you got at least one or two things. Come on back there, Vincent.
Alpha Delta 2 Golf Uniform. Yeah, I think I'm going to try to use the web EchoLink. Seems to be more reliable. The EchoLink app always cuts off. I'm not sure if it's because I'm getting notifications on my phone, but it's much better using the web. Appreciate all your help. Alpha Delta 2, back to you.
Roger. Thanks so much. Also, I just want to thank everybody for being out there. Anyway, it's such a joy to come here every Friday night and see folks logged in 10, sometimes 20 minutes before the net. That really touches my heart for sure. Appreciate all the folks out there supporting me and my ham radio fun. Any other final comments before we close the net? And as we always do, when the net closes, run over to YouTube there on the air with VA3EWV. Look for this live stream portion. We always do some ham radio songs right at the net at the end of the net there. So just to let you all know, we do have our new theme song there that we have for Big East Friday Night Net. So it's a toe tapper for sure. So make sure you go out there and hit it. Any other final comments before we shut down the net? VA3EWV.
Good evening.
I just have one more question for you.
Yeah, go ahead there, James. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And X3F, I haven't heard him in here a couple weeks. Does anybody know if he's okay?
Ready. Connected.
Yeah, same thing. You know what? I had noticed that too, and I know he said that he was had some little under weather spells there. So I'm gonna do because I haven't seen him the last two nets there, right? I don't know if he's busy with doing something or whatever, but I'll definitely check that out. I'm gonna go to his Facebook right away and see. So it says active 8 hours ago, so that's good. So at least we know that somebody was on his thing 8 hours ago. So he may be doing something with the XYL there. Over.
Yeah, roger that. I will send him an email to Ernest because I have not come on your net or the Saturday night net. So I was just a little concerned. Thank you much.
Man, I know how that goes. For sure. Okay. All right. Any other check-ins? And make sure you head on over to the YouTube channel there because we're gonna hit our Big East Friday Night Net song. That's a good one. My grandsons already know all the words to that song, including the one that says Big East Winter Groove. They like those two, so we'll be playing those not on the radio here, but on the net after. Any other final check-ins there? Please come on in. Victor Alpha 3 Echo Whiskey Victor. Okay, with that being said, we're going to be closing the net. I want to thank the owners and operators of the VE3 PGC repeater there in Cornwall, Ontario, and the VE6 IDK repeater out of Spruce Grove. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming out and joining us there on the air. With me added, I'm getting it set up there now. With me added to the list, we have 13 check-ins tonight. So thank you, Rob, Brad, Jack, Alistair, Peggy, James, Carl, Frank, Ira, Volan, Vincent, Michael, and old Ernest there. You guys have a great rest of your evening. And 7-3 from VA3EWV. And I'm going to cue us over to the YouTube there, and we'll wind out the night and listen to those two songs. So we will see y'all next week if everything goes good. 7-3 for now. VA3EWV. Here we go. Turn it up.
monitor.
Oh, no audio. Dang it. Okay, let me see if I can fix that right quick, folks. Let me see. I'm going to disconnect that. I'm going to reconnect with sound. Let's see what's happening here. Screen Knox. I'm recording, hey? So, okay, I'm going to try to share this again. Hopefully we have the sound this time. Here we go. Let me know if you hear the audio. Can you hear it now?
Yeah. Dial it in, same time, same friend. 8 o'clock hits, here we go again. Biggie's calling, y'all ready yet? Yeah. Laughs in the background, welcome to the net. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget.
All right.
Biggie's Friday Night Net. Voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chatting good company every weekend. Yeah. Long week, long road, shake off that load. First name basis, even if you're new to the show. Share your wins, share your mess. Right here together, we're all guests. Yeah, we're all guests. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, pull up a chair, you're part of it. One fun question, see what you get. Stories and smiles you won't forget. Biggie's Friday Night Net. Hey, voices from everywhere, check in. 8 o'clock sharp, you know the set. Chat and camaraderie every weekend. Yeah.
One more, folks. One more. And we can get out of here. All right. That's what we're waiting for the winter time.
Yeah. Snow falling down, cold wind blowing. Big E's got that antenna going. Yeah. Out in the wild, no time for slowing. Got that ham radio, keeping the current flowing.
I'm not alone.
In the law. Baby, ooh, Big E's on the air, feeling mighty fine. 20 meters coming, a real good sign. In the law, let the good times shine. Dialing it in, a little twist, a little turn. Hearing those signals, lessons to learn. Activation, watch that fire burn. Calling out to friends, ain't no concern. In the law, baby, get down. Biggie's on the air, grooving all over town. 20 meters humming when that radio crown. 5-9 in the law, ain't no stopping us now. Oh, from the tundra to the tropics, hear that call.
Can you dig it?
Yeah, Biggie's got that rhythm, standing tall. Breaking through the static, breaking down the wall. Got the frequency working, giving it my all. Biggie's on there, ain't no dry turkey. 20 meters humming, feeling so perky. 5-9 in the law, getting down and dirty. Yeah.
Ow, that's right. That's it, folks. Oh, no, that's it. That's it. You guys have a good weekend there on the air with VA3EWV, and I'm going to see if there's any remnants of the happenings on 6 meters. Thank you all for joining, and 7-3 for now. VA3EWV, we're clear. 7-3.